Fortnite Chapter 6 Mini Season 1 Galactic Battle is officially out, and I just wanted to give my opinion on the season as a whole. This video is being recorded on the Monday after the season came out, so I've been able to play with it for about 3 days now. I've played it a substantial amount, so I'm just gonna go over the battle pass, the loot pool, the map, all of the aspects about the season, and I'm gonna give my early impressions. With that being said, be sure to like and subscribe. If we hit 20k by 2026, I'll get a low taper fade. Also, if you haven't already, please use code LilSmurf when you're picking up the battle pass or a random emo in the item shop, whichever works. It really goes a long way to support the channel. Also, follow me on Twitter. That's enough promotion. Let's go. So let's start off with the most important aspect of the season. It's battle pass, because that determines the entire quality of the season, as everyone knows. I'm gonna give my ranking of all 5 skins in the pass. Apprentice Evie is pretty clean. I like her design. I especially like her Sith style. I think it's a solid 8 out of 10. Poe Dameron is really cool. I just love the design of the pilots in Star Wars. I don't know what kind of crack George Lucas put into their designs, but they're absolute peak. His second style isn't really that crazy though, so I'm gonna give him a 7 out of 10. Wookiee Team Leader. Now, you see, guys, you just don't understand. You see, they didn't have enough Star Wars characters to actually put in the past, so they had to put him into here. I mean, honestly, what other Star Wars characters could they possibly add? No one knows who they are? On some real talk though, I don't know why this girl is in the past. She has no reason to be in here. She is the definition of an item shop skin. If you open up the Fortnite dictionary and look up icon skin, she's a picture. The fact that skins like the customizable Mandalorian, Mace Windu, or hell, even Darth Jar Jar didn't get in, but this Wookiee team leader did, is just honestly a crime against humanity. And I understand that they probably did it to balance out like the female-male sort of balance in the battle pass, but still, I feel like they could have just added a female Star Wars skin. I mean, 2 tabs down, you literally have Captain Phasma sitting right there in the Lego pass, so why don't you just throw her in there and then put like Mace Windu in the Lego pass or something? It's just really dumb. As for the actual skin, I mean, it's pretty bad. The Captain Tarful skin is pretty cool, so I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 10. It's not that good. Emperor Palpatine. Now, I do love Emperor Palpatine. I think he's a great character, and I've wanted a Fortnite skin of him for a while. However, as an actual skin, he's basically just a dude in a cloak, and that cloak is like really bulky and kind of throws you off. So as an actual skin, I don't think Palpatine is that crazy. However, we did get a Chancellor Palpatine edit style, which is really cool, and I love the Revenge of the Sith representation here. 7 out of 10. And then we have General Grievous, and oh my god, he looks absolutely phenomenal. Since he is the secret skin, we don't have any actual gameplay of him yet, so we can't really say for certain how well he translates into a skin. However, Grievous is my favorite character design in fiction, period. Not just in Star Wars, in any sort of media ever. So the fact that we got a skin of him is just amazing to me. I'm gonna give it an 11 out of 10. I don't care. This skin is just phenomenal. But yeah, as a battle pass overall, it's got a lot of really cool cosmetics in it. I like the designs for a lot of this stuff. I also like a lot of the references. Some of the gliders are even interactable, like you can move the X-Wing wings, which I think is really cool. So overall, this pass is gonna get an 8 out of 10. 1 spot was wasted on Wookiee Team Leader though. But that's enough about the battle pass. Let's move on to the map, and it's definitely a new map. So the actual POIs are great, phenomenal. I love them. However, what I don't like about them is their placement. They're all on the 4 corners of the map, and that just absolutely sucks to me. I'm mad that they didn't make any changes to like the center area of the map, because that's where most of the zone is going to be at the end game. So it sucks that we're not really going to have any battles at any of these POIs that are on the edges of the map. And after the sort of season hype dies down where everyone's landing at those new POIs, I feel like those new POIs are just gonna end up becoming a ghost town.
Someday.
The actual designs of the POIs are pretty good. I absolutely love the design of Outpost Enclave. It looks amazing. So does Resistance Base and the First Order Base. They all look phenomenal and are basically one-to-one with the movies. I was shocked by the amount of detail that was in these POIs, because holy. And then there's Vader's Solitude, which is I mean, it's something. Okay, in reality, there's just way too many people landing here right now for such a small POI that has like 2 buildings. So over time, when people stop going to it and stop landing there simply because it's new, I feel like this could end up being a good POI, but it's definitely the weakest of the 4 in my opinion. But other than the placement of the POIs, this is phenomenal. Let's move on to the loot pool. Just gonna say this right now, I am not going to be saying any of the names of the blasters because I am not saying all of that. These names are like the Google auto-generated passwords. Anyways, as you guys have probably noticed, the loot pool is entirely blasters with, for the first time in Fortnite history, ammo being completely vaulted. And I'm just gonna say it right now, it's not as big as a gameplay shift as you might think. For the most part, the guns basically play the exact same as older guns, except they can't reload and they have slightly different sound effects. And I'm gonna be real, I've rarely had any sort of trouble with ammo unless I'm playing squads in the early game, but other than that, I have rarely ever had any problems with running out of ammo or anything like that. I really like the assault rifles. I like the E11, the white E11, the sorta long blaster, but it shoots slow. Yeah, I don't know any of the names again. The shotguns are pretty cool. I don't really think the tac is that good. If you're even slightly far away from something, it's basically like shooting bubbles at someone. But the pump is a pretty good weapon, so I think it kind of balances out. Also, the sort of marksman rifle, the DMR sniper sort of thing, is really good. It may only hit for 66 at the body, but it shoots for nearly 150 headshot, which is insane. But yeah, overall the gunplay is really, really good. It took me a little bit of time to get used to the weapons, but after you do get used to them, it's a lot of fun. And of course, it wouldn't be a Star Wars season without the most iconic weapon in all of fiction, the lightsaber. For one, W Fortnite for finally bringing back the Force powers from Chapter 4 Season 2. I am so glad that they did that. Granted, it's only 2 powers in the loot pool now, but they are going to be coming back in future updates, so as long as they're coming back, I'm all here for it. But the current ones that we do have are Force Push and the new Force Lightning. Force Push is still really good. It's my favorite of the Force powers from Chapter 4 Season 2, so I'm really glad that it's back, but Force Lightning is also pretty good. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage, especially considering it's a little bit hard to aim considering it's pretty slow when it comes to aiming. So overall, I think the lightsabers are pretty balanced. I don't think they're super broken like the melee items that we've had in the past, like the Typhoon Blade or the Kneecapper. I think that these are relatively balanced. Also, there's some new vehicles, those being X-Wings and TIE Fighters, and I mean, they're alright. I understand that if they made these super fast and shoot super quickly, then these would have been absolutely broken and they would have absolutely dominated the meta. However, right now, they feel fragile. If you run into literally anything, your damage will go down a lot. Like, if you run into a tree, you're down 50 health, which is a lot. I understand that they wanted to keep these things balanced, but right now, they just really feel like they're underpowered. I think if they just nerf the damage that's being done to them when they run into a structure and maybe speed them up just a tad, they'll be usable. But yeah, that's really all I wanted to say. Overall, I'm going to give this season a 9 out of 10. The gunplay is great, the POIs are really fun to fight in, and I'm having a lot of fun with the Force powers and the lightsabers. This season is only going to be a month long, and honestly, that just makes me sad because I can see a lot of potential for this season, but I feel like if the updates are great, this could end up being one of Fortnite's best seasons. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching to the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. If you guys get me to 20k by 2026, I'll get a low taper fade. Also, once again, code Lil Smurf in the item shop, it goes a long way. Comment down below what you guys think of the season. Do you love it or hate it? Please let me know. I love reading your guys' comments. That's all I really wanted to say. With that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Bum, 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 wasn't bum, bum, to bum, 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 bum. In another life, I surely was there. Bum, 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 bum,